it's also like wanting to give Black nerds what we deserve. Like, we deserve to be in nice quality spaces. We deserve to be in places that don't have sticky floors and are like a hole in the wall.
I know there's blerds in the community. You know, I go to BlerdCon every year, been to every single one, and I'm like, y'all got the people out, and then you had music, and then you had Mario Kart tournament. Like, I'm here for all of that. Like, well, give me the stick.
I was always an attendee. Like, I was never an event planner in my life. So when all you see is the finished product, sometimes you don't necessarily see, like, it looks easy when it's done, especially in the more well put together it is, the easier it looks.
Yeah, just didn't know when that was actually ever going to happen. So the time frame that it happened to the execution of us being open, I believe was 11 days.
Wow.
So, yeah.
What's going on, people? Welcome to Small Couch Reviews. It's your boy Sam.
It's your boy Joey.
And as you can tell, we are not in the Nash Blerd Museum.
You're not.
We are in a nicer place. No offense. Yes, we are. It's Plus Ultra Entertainment. Follow on into Joey. Why don't you talk about how we got this whole thing set up? Because you kind of drove this.
Well, I guess that would be great to introduce, I guess, the whole thing of what Plus Ultra is.
Okay.
And how basically I've been going to events for years. My wife knows many of the Plus Ultra members, and she's always like, you should do this, you should go to these things. She's more of a stay-at-home, you know that. She goes out and cons and stuff, and they've held it down. Probably every con that we would go to, they have an event. And that's how that started. And then all of a sudden, I was on Instagram, I'm like, what the hell? Y'all got a space? I have to go. Like, I got to be there. And we were lucky enough to sit down and talk and make some moves. And we're here now. And we did like a really cool karaoke day. But there's so much more that they do. Like, a whole anime club with Prince George's County. Like, that's amazing. Yeah. Something that all three of us would have loved growing up.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, so we're here today, y'all, to talk to the wonderful people of Plus Ultra and really see how y'all got here.
Yeah.
Like,
we are very interested. Like, no cap.
The whole start, like, how did you know that Blerds needed a place to, like, go to events? And then how did you realize, hey, why don't we have actual space?
Right. So, like,
everybody to come to.
So, like, when me and I'm sorry. Would you like to introduce yourselves? We went this whole time.
I was like, now we got to say, introduce yourself.
Please.
We were getting there.
Yeah.
I'm GL, one half of Plus Ultra Entertainment. Nerd my whole life. My specialties are definitely comics, specifically DC.
Yes.
I'm a Marvel fan, but DC Comics is better.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I did not know that about you.
Yeah, DC is objectively better.
Okay.
The MCU has really distorted people's opinions
with the
like
books.
where they are. But yeah,
books, come on, bro. Those stories are crazy.
Okay.
It's kind of not close. We also love anime as well. Probably as a black man, I feel like we all started in the same place, probably with Toonami, Dragon Ball Z, Gundam. For me, Zoids. Anytime I could shout out Zoids, I have to shout out Zoids.
That's crazy. I haven't thought about Zoids in a minute.
Very long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a little bit about me, and cool. I'll turn it over to her.
Hi, I'm McCoy, the other half of Plus Ultra Entertainment, and I've been a nerd. I was born a nerd. I am the anime girl. I've been watching anime since I was like 4. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. We won't talk about how long ago that may or may not have been. But yeah, I've been into anime before I even knew what I was watching was anime. And I love like all of nerd culture. I'm huge into like tech. I'm like a tech nerd. I'm like a computer nerd on top of like anime. I love comics and stuff too, although I am not as well versed in comics as Gio is. But anime, yeah, ride or die, anime girl. That's
Okay.
I love it. And
Right.
she can wire out music equipment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I was like, hey, she got this bumping in here.
Yeah, nice. She really cut the resume short because she
Yeah,
could have
I
kept
was
going
like-
for like 10 more
I
minutes.
feel like y'all both could have. 'cause,
Right.
yeah, I mean, we met y'all before, so we know. So we got libations now.
Have libations now.
So
Tastes like cake.
yeah, that's like candy. Thank you, thank you. Okay, yeah. So like I said, I'm actually very interested, and I know Jovi is too. But so like a lot of people ask us, why did we start our channel? And I remember there was one day, I forget, it was during the pandemic. DC had their it was like the DC day they used to do online.
Oh, Fandom?
Yeah, Fandom, that's what it was. And I was like, Joe, him and I we are notorious for like talking on game chats, just whether it's an Xbox. He does Xbox Live, I do PS Plus. But point is, we just talk about just random stuff all the time.
Man of taste.
Oh gosh.
DC fan.
Hey man, hey man.
We're not gonna do this.
Yeah, you're right. The video would be way too long if we did. But anyway, so one day I just talked to him. I was like, hey Jovi, let's get a camera. Let me come over, because we're neighbors, by the way. Let me come over to your house.
Yeah.
And let's just talk about the stuff we saw at DC. So and I remember I had been seeing a bunch of people on YouTube doing stuff like that. And I was like, yo, Jovi, we talk about this stuff all the time. Why don't play just to talk about it?
Yeah.
Let's just record it and put it on the internet. And that's kind of how this whole thing came. It was kind of just a thing of happenstance. So, like, with y'all, I mean, it seems like that wasn't the case. It seems like this was more a deliberate and planned thing. So could you tell us about how this whole thing came up?
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
Yeah, so, a lot of things just kind of happen, and like, I'm one of those, like, when opportunity presents itself, it's just like, okay, hey, do you want to do this? You think we could do this? It's like, sure, let's do it. So I guess it's kind of been the year of like saying yes to everything.
Oh, okay.
So an opportunity came up for us to basically have a great reputation as far as in the community for producing events and our team and just our execution. And so the Harbor, we ended up meeting with the Harbor to talk about other events and programming and things like that. And then the opportunity came up of like, well, are there vacant spaces here that we might be able to occupy? And so that ended up happening. And then we were shown around a couple of spaces and we settled on this one. There was another space that was way too big, another space that was way too small, and this one was just right.
Just right.
It's wonderful.
So then it came time to, well, what are we going to put in it? How, what are we going to do? And we both have talked about having an event space or having a space we can be creative for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't know when that was actually ever going to happen. So the time frame that it happened to the execution of us being open, I believe was 11 days.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember y'all posting, and then it was like, "Hey, we're open," and I was like, "Hold on!" Like,
Yeah.
that's, for me, and been doing business, I was like, "Y'all did it." Like that's not it. Usually, when someone finds a space, it's like 30 days later. Then there.
Oh yeah, we didn't have much time to.
Yeah, in a perfect world, we would have had 30 days.
Right.
or 2 months
Yeah.
to really prep for what we were doing. But we didn't have that. We just had all the things we had already been talking about, all the ideas we kind of already had, and it was just more so like, fuck it, let's do it.
The time was then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And so,
that
but
was-
that first month was really like, we were only really just going to be here for a month. We were like, hey, let's test it out.
Mhm.
Well, on top of having a home base while we're doing all this other programming here in the Harbor. And, let's see where it goes from here. And then like, a lot of people were coming in. People were really excited about it. We had opening events. We had smaller events. And then it was more so like, well, wait, where are you guys going? Are you guys going to stay? And we were like, oh, we're a pop-up. We'll just be here till, May 6th. And then as the time got closer and closer, we were like, well, let's explore extending and seeing what that might look like. So ultimately, we ended up extending a month.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're here till June 8th. And, we still feel like, the fact that we're here in general is amazing. We're right here on the waterfront Street, right here at the harbor. Like, this is really prime location, especially
for real.
for the DMV area. And like, you know, the space we have is so big. It's great. Like, we had a lot of fun really putting it together. Although the speed at which we did it was insane, and also just like, we've never painted an office built space. We've never owned an office space. We've never had to literally renovate temporarily renovate a space from top to bottom.
Oh wow! This made me dumb. I knew you did this back here, obviously. Did you guys like
did
everything?
Yeah, we painted
all the paint.
We did all the paint, everything. Like this was an old, decrepit Jase Bank.
Yeah,
2 months ago. Like,
oh man,
we had to come in. So like, there's a
I
lot of things we couldn't like move. Like, we can't demolish.
I was
stuff.
racking my brain trying to figure out what the hell this was.
Man, this is better than 3 suits for $99. Like way better. I didn't know that. That's incredible.
that's one of the things that people have like that's made me feel good about what we did with it. There's so many people who come in and compliment how they're like, this looks amazing, and this place looked like shit. So, and even to me, like, I know, like, they like that, like, I see the carpet, like, all the stuff that we wanted to get rid of. Like, we didn't want this green carpet. Like, thankfully, they let us paint the wall because it was like this, like, nasty cream that started to fade to brownish color that went around. We were able to get rid of that. Like, the desk, like, you still see, like, the little green and tan on the side. Like, it's just like, I don't know who came up with their color scheme.
Green and tan wood.
Yeah, they have the worst color scheme I've ever seen in my life.
And someone probably got paid a lot for that.
It wasn't just paint. We cleaned the carpets. We had to rent a carpet cleaner. We cleaned, like, the water was black.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it was disgusting.
Imagine.
And then, but we had to wipe down the walls. Like, a lot of things we had to do was temporary. So, like, we have temporary fixtures on the wall. Like, we got real friendly with a staple gun and
mixed and matched some things. I stole some of the shelving from the storage room and brought this out here to make the shelf for the TV. Like, we pretty much made do with what they had. Like, they left the bones of the place in here, and we kind of covered up the unpresentable parts and the parts that we could make.
Bathroom wasn't even working. We had to fix that. We had to get that together.
Yeah. It was a long 11 days. Like, on top of,
I was about to ask,
it's still shocked.
On top of, like, going to get paint and then, like, running out of paint and, like, oh man, we got to match this paint. Like, and then we literally called in all the troops. We were like, hey, we got 6 paint brushes and
okay, so you got some help. But even still, to do all that so
the turning this around was less than 11 days, because in the time frame that we were doing this, we also had a big event we were doing for the harbor. So this was like,
still incredible.
We didn't get the keys to the space until, like, if I had to think about paint to, like, furniture, I would probably say it was probably like 6 to 8 days. And then, but the whole time of, like, us talking about the space, getting access to it, opening, 11 days.
That's incredible. Okay, and then I guess after that, when was your first event?
The grand opening, which was that was
April 26th or something. It was a Thursday. I know that.
Yeah, it was a Thursday because we wanted to be open earlier, but like we didn't get access to the space until like 8 to 11 days before we actually had the grand opening.
I'm still shocked.
Yeah, that's wild to me.
But I do contracting on the side too, and so like the idea that y'all came in here and painted with some friends,
with no experience,
and it worked like
outside of whatever we did, like at our own homes and stuff.
Right.
There have been things Jovi's told me. It's like, yo, he's like, yo, this is like 2 weeks away. Do you think we can do something? No, we don't have time for that.
Right.
So like,
y'all did
he came to me and said, let's open this place in 11 days. I'd be like,
11 days. He's like, he would tell me no.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, it's not happening, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. All right. Cool. Right.
And then there was like other things like, our brand colors are black, pink, white.
Yeah.
I was like, we got to make this space our own a little bit. So I'm excited for our pink microwave and our pink toaster. Very on brand.
I love
all the little things that really add to, our couches and the, lighting and stuff in here. Like, everything's very like on brand, and we literally did the best with what we had. And this was, you know, we brought in a lot of our event equipment from our storage unit in here.
Yeah, that's
you know,
what I was
us
thinking.
working
Like,
with the photographers and them bringing their equipment here. So like we now have like basically 2 photographers, you know, operating a space out of here. You know, our lighting, DJ equipment, everything, you know, our partnership with the Game Room Club, and they let us use and sponsored all the video games we have here. We brought in our own personal games and game systems.
And Matt is enjoying them right now.
yeah.
Yes.
That's not a stranger, by the way. We know this guy. He's gonna talk in the next thing we do. Yeah. Okay.
Now, what I don't even know how to transition to the fact, like, you guys have been doing amazing events, right?
How long have you guys been doing events?
Me since November of 2020. Her like 15 years prior to November of 2020.
I'm about to say, like, clearly someone has some experience.
Oh, right.
Anything I've seen with the company's name on it is like, including the Villains Ball, which I have not been able to attend yet.
Which is, so I saw the Villains Ball. I remember the first time I walked in here, I was like, yo, they're the ones who do
Yeah.
this. Oh, man. Yeah.
She's so happy.
Yeah.
And it's like something like that. It's like, oh, of course they can open a space in 11 days. They throw amazing events that everyone knows across the internet.
Yeah, man.
You know, like it's something.
You are really gassing me up right now. Like this, I needed this.
It sounds like
Great.
it, but like we're actually in awe.
We're telling the truth. Like this is the space that we all would want, and then throwing events that we all would want.
Yeah,
right?
so I
like
want to get into that.
Yeah, like how
What kind of so you said you had your grand opening. I know we did karaoke. What I guess maybe can you talk about like the types of events you guys like to do?
In the space in particular or just in general?
Oh, in general. I
I
want to see plus ultra. What am I expecting?
the whole idea behind it is to go beyond. So it's like what you would see, like the idea of, oh, this is an event. Well, how can we make that better?
Right.
And then every year, like a lot of the events are like things that we've like repeat. So like we do Awesome Con, their official after party every year.
Yes.
We do Anime NYC's official after party
Yes.
every year. And the idea is to always like next year, like, okay, yes, people came this year and they had a great time. But
How can we
like,
make it better?
Yeah, how can we all right, we did this, now we need to improve. Like they need to have a better time the next time. And be like,
It's not even just a better time. It's like also, and sorry to the listeners, I'm eating candy, which I know is a huge no with, while we're talking, but I was hungry. But it's also like wanting to give Black nerds what we deserve. Like we deserve to be in nice quality spaces. We deserve the same, if not even better, than what we've been exposed to before. We deserve to be in places that don't have sticky floors and are like a hole in the wall, or we're getting the bottom of the barrel of stuff. So that's part of like what we fight for too, is to create these experiences that elevate, the Black nerd experience, show what Black nerds are capable of, but also we create spaces that are open and welcome to everyone.
Yeah, no, and I love that because I tapped Jovi because we've been to some. I'm not going to mention them, but we've been to some places, and I've said to him, like, why is this like this? Like Black places, and we're like,
Yeah, it's like, why does it have? It doesn't have to.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like this. It should
be quality.
Yeah,
and you can have a good time, and you can be around the people that
Mm-hmm.
enjoy the same things you do without it being, like you said, like a hole in the wall. Well, I went to an event at the old Penn Social. Is it still Penn Social?
Yeah.
it's all that.
Yeah, and then y'all had it all pink, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, like this is branding. Me and Matt went to school for this, so like for me, I'm like, yeah, they're doing it up. You walk past, and I'm like, oh,
I know that thing.
yeah, it's like that's a plus ultra event because there's pink beaming out of and that event by itself is like, yo, I know there's blerds in the community. I go to BlerdCon every year, been to every single one. And I'm like, y'all got the people out. And then you had music. And then you had Mario Kart tournament. Like, I'm here for all of that. Like, give me the sticks. Like, and then I'm about to go downstairs and drink and listen to music.
I wasn't invited to this, but I would have loved to have.
Don't say that. You were definitely invited. You just didn't go.
That sounds like Otakon.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that probably was our Otakon after party.
it was, yeah. And yeah, I want more of it, and that's why I think like I thought it was so important for us to talk to y'all because we want this to stay open.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, we don't want you to move, even though if it makes more sense, of course,
Right.
move to a different space and be able to do more.
Right.
That's what I think. I think about, like, hey, if we can cut down the size and be able to do more events, y'all can do karaoke every week. I'd be there.
And those
We'd be
little,
there.
those smaller events, like, are stuff that, you know, people have asked us for too. Like, you know, and we love to do them anyway. But like we did last week, we had learn how to play spades night.
Learn how to play spades night.
Yeah,
That's actually embarrassing. I wouldn't want to show up to that.
I did. I didn't know how to play.
But you go, oh my gosh, you can say that on camera. No, you can
Hey,
say
it is
You
what
get
it
pushed out of our community if you don't know how to play spades.
Okay.
And so,
why
like,
not? Why not
yeah.
prepare us for greatness?
Right.
I learned, and you know, so
And you know what's crazy? I don't even remember how I learned. Like,
My-
when
my-
it's
Is that a
like-
cookout
like,
and you
and-
just watch people and they say you?
My mom
It-
taught me, and she was so extreme about it, I'd stop playing.
You know, I had an
Like,
uncle.
I'd be
I had
like,
an
I
uncle,
don't want
yeah.
to.
And they was like, yeah, they get mad at you, man. No talking.
It wasn't until, cause like when I went to FAMU, and it's like that was just something everyone knew how to do.
Right.
And then it wasn't, and like my family growing up, something everyone knew how to do. It wasn't until I started meeting people who didn't. I'm like, then I was like, damn, when did I even? Right. I don't even remember when I started doing
You
this. I just
learn how to play
remember
card
always
games.
doing this.
and this wasn't. I didn't grow up around like everybody and their mama playing spades. So
Mm.
you know, it wasn't until I got a little older. It's just like, oh yeah, people, you know, take it out and they're like, oh, you know how to play. I'm like, you
Okay.
know,
You're like,
like I'll
nah.
watch,
It was
you know,
like,
and
okay.
then sometimes I would just play and like kind of learn how I was, you know, as I go along. But those are with patient people. So I just
And
thought
there ain't
of
a lot of no. There's not. Real talk.
Really.
Spades is
Yeah.
like that.
It's a productive night. There was a lot of quality teaching, and I was actually more patient than I expected from myself.
Yeah.
I'm very
I'd
like,
like to shake your hand.
it's like I didn't think that would be a thing, but again, y'all know programming.
Yeah. So like,
you
these
understand,
ideas,
like,
where do these ideas come from?
All right.
Just out the top of your, out your head.
Yeah.
I mean, most of them are hers. And then she'll come to me and be like, hey, we should do a thing. And I'll be like, sure. Because I'm always used to just like I said, she had experience doing events. I was always just an attendee.
Right.
And I'm very much a low. So like the things that you guys speak about, a lot of that, almost all of that is her. Because me personally, I'm very low maintenance. Like, so those are little details and stuff like that. So it's like I've grown to, I've learned an appreciation for them. Because now, like, we're like being a part of it and putting in that work and then kind of seeing how people react to it, that in a way that I necessarily wouldn't have, because I'm very base a lot. Like, I go to the bar and take my Switch or my 3DS and I'll just sit there and drink and play. And I'm fine. Like, I don't need all of that, but I do see how much people appreciate it. And so now those are the kind of things now when I go out, I do notice those things where in the past I necessarily wouldn't have. But those are things that she brought to my attention because like she's very detail oriented, like little things like the swag bags at the end of the night, like some not like I've never paid attention to or really cared about. But then like I can't count how many times someone has pointed came up to me like, oh my God, this is amazing, or like I really like how much they appreciated it. And so now it's one of those things just like, all right, well, yeah, we got to make sure that we give somebody, like, it makes the event that much more memorable to send them home with something where it's like, damn, at the end of the night, I went home and got this fire-ass whatever it was.
I love it. Again, we're not gassing y'all because
We are a little bit.
It's-
But, I mean, it needs to deserve.
It's like it's well
It's like,
deserved.
yeah, exactly.
It's like how we're getting it from you, like how you do it, why you do it. Well, why even more? Like what's the why? Because I know this is not easy. I know it's not. None of what y'all do is easy.
It's not. The why kind of started when we first started. Like, you know, we were friends going to a lot of cons and things, and we would go to after parties and events, and we would just be like, one, we don't see enough of ourselves or like the stuff we're personally interested in, or we would see people who don't look like us profiting off people who look like us.
But without really, it was more like you were getting It was like the Democratic Party of parties. Like you were getting the black vote by default just because it was either that or the Republican. Like it wasn't
Right.
you were my first choice. You were like,
nah.
You were just really the only choice.
Right.
And and that's one thing about like in since post pandemic, like there have been so many more black owned groups popping up and creating spaces in the whole cities around the country. I see them all the time now. And I do think that that's dope now that people are kind of creating the experiences and things that they want to see. One thing I know that they're learning it because it's something I had to learn was exactly how much work that actually is and what goes into something like that. Because that was one of the major things I learned through this. Because I'm always like I said, I was always an attendee. Like I was never an event planner in my life. So when all you see is the finished product, sometimes you don't necessarily see, like, it looks easy when it's done, especially in the more well put together it is, the easier it looks. Yeah. Because then it's running a lot smoother and it just looks like, oh, that all just came together that way.
It's like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Nah, I feel you so much on that. Like Jovi is our creative one. You're like behind the scenes. Also a reason why I needed him, because I knew like every piece of music, the theme songs, the cuts, everything that you see, his eye has been on it, so I can definitely like. It's definitely. I get what you're saying, where it's like it's something that once you see it, it's like, this. I guess you gain a greater appreciation for it.
Yeah. And it's definitely, it's not easy. Mm-hmm. There's so much that goes into it that people don't see. Not just the day of event setup, everything, but the pre-stuff, the marketing, promotion, the graphics, the visuals on the screen, all of those things we have a hand on, and are things that need to be done. No one's doing them for us. And, the special guests, like we started, really curating and highlighting special guests because we know there's a lot of amazing people in our community that don't get opportunities, that don't get shine. So that was a way for us to really do more with our community too. So like we played a really big part in like Awesome Con, for example, and having them highlight more creators of color. So, we use whatever ends we had to kind of like really push for us to be seen in other spaces. So now, for example, like even with our Anime NYC after party, the people we have as special guests, now Anime NYC will promote them and push them as special guests too.
Right.
And, that opens up more opportunities for them. But it also, just kind of comes back to like our core, which is like uplifting, supporting our community.
I was just about to say that. You're helping the community so much with so much.
Yeah, and like a lot of people don't really even understand like the event production in general. Like it costs money to do that. Mm-hmm. Like, no one's handing us money to do that. But this is all, everything we've done that you've even experienced have come from our own pockets, our own investments in ourselves. And even a lot of the times when we either have free or like, events we consider affordable, like we try to do this for our people because, we know how expensive it is to go to cons and to go to all this stuff. So we try to make things affordable. And a lot of times it's been at our expense.
Right.
I was part of the greater good.
How y'all do it, because it's like, I'm going to an event because I know it's going to be fire, and it's like I can afford it. Like I'm not paying $100 to get into that Plus Ultra event.
And that's one of the things there. Like anytime we go to plan an event, as we start, it's like, all right, well, how are we going to price this? The first is like, would I pay for this?
Right.
And people like, I don't have a lot of money. It's like, so I've been a con goer. It's like, damn, this is $30 for this, $40 for this, and what am I getting back in return for that $30 to $40? So it's always been like that's one of the first things on our mind is like, would I pay this amount of money to attend this thing myself before I ask anyone else to shell out that kind of money for? Is this something I would do? And then that's kind of how we kind of settle, and then we have to balance that with, all right, well, what's it actually going to cost, to the point where like, all right, how many tickets do we need to sell to break even? Like, how many tickets do we need to sell to be able to make enough money to put towards the next event that we have?
Relationships and partnerships can we bring in? And I've been able to really leverage a lot of my years of experience, people I've met, relationships, brands, companies to try to like really help us as well. So because what we do is so really niche and unique, a lot of the people, excuse me, sorry.
You're good.
A lot of the people I've worked with over the years have really saw a lot in us and have like extended their support or like, you know, provided product for stuff or like, you know, just things in general that help build us up. And in turn, stuff we're able to pass on to our community too. So it's been a really interesting and fun experience. Definitely stressful.
Yeah.
Because I personally can say, and I think we've got him on board, we're going to be at all these events. We're going to be supporting, getting to know you both, knowing how much you're putting into this.
Yeah.
Me spending $10 to come do karaoke ain't shit.
Yeah.
I can't say it
That's
any
what I'm
other
trying
way.
to get people to understand. I'm like, everything and anything we've had here, all the money goes towards, you know, the space. And also, like, we also, a portion of all of our proceeds all this year are going to our anime club, too, at Prince George's County.
Oh, yeah.
So,
we got to
yeah.
talk about that. So,
Oh, yeah.
I want to hear about that. How did Anime Club start?
That is a huge
That actually started with an attendee at one of our events. She was an anime fan. She was a guidance counselor at the elementary school that we're working at now. And so she had reached out to us and said, hey, I want to do something like this for the kids. Would you guys be willing to come do that? And we said, absolutely. So originally they were kind of impromptu, like whenever she would like find a date and say, hey, could you come in on this day? Like, and I'll get them all together. And she would just gather them all. And I want to say the first day we went, she was like, yeah, I think we probably had like 20, 25 kids. And then we got there and it was like 50.
Oh, I was to say,
She's like, you guys
Cut it off. They had like them too many kids that kind of went.
I love that so
we let
much.
them bring however many they wanted to stick and fit in the room.
Man. There's the idea that, and I talk about this, we've said it on camera, we talked about it with Matt, and he has kids, and it's like, my son can be himself.
Right.
We didn't have,
I feel like I had
an opportunity.
You know, he was a little, back when we were in school.
They would look at you like you were crazy.
Yeah, like you're crazy for liking it.
Yeah, and it's like now, like you can like what you like.
Even though they like
you
it
have 50 kids that like it, and it's like they're like, yeah, hell yeah, I like anime. What are you talking about? And it's like,
so what do you do in the club? You introduce them to like older anime, newer anime. You just watch anime. You talk.
So yeah, because they're kind of young, the hardest part is you got to keep their attention. So we've got we've got the K through 2, and then we got the 3 through 5. So with the
K is in
through
kindergarten.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nah,
So the K-
I wouldn't do that. But
The K through 2.
They're actually really cool.
Yeah, they are.
We have a great group of kids.
Yeah.
They're excited.
Yeah, the K through 2 we're doing a My Hero watch through. So every week we watch 2 to 3 episodes. I prepare like a quiz based on what we watched the last time. And let's see, that keeps them engaged because they want to answer right, because like she be buying a bunch of like prizes, like Japanese candy and snacks and stuff, so they know that's coming as stickers. They love stickers.
Yeah.
kids love
I don't know why
stickers.
they love stickers.
Yeah, kids
So
love
we have
stickers.
activities. We let them create their own hero, so we only refer to them by their hero names.
oh,
In
awesome.
the club.
This is just y'all
so,
are.
yeah.
I've got over there. So this weekend I was prepping because I found a DIY how to make your own Naruto headband. So like I bought like 12 packs of like seltzer water, and I don't even drink seltzer water like that usually. But it's just because I needed the cans, and so I was in here on Saturday while we were open, just cutting out all the things. So I've had them under there, like trying to flatten them out, and then I got to go. So this weekend, when I'm in here, I want to go through and trace out the things and like get everything prepped. The hard part, because it'll be a lot trying to do that with them. So I want to do as many of the steps. So like it's just draw whatever design. I want them to be able to put whatever design they put onto the metal part. Where it's
You're
like,
literally
you've been
being
working
an
on
art
that.
teacher.
Yeah, I was about to say you're being a teacher.
You are educators.
Like,
Like,
I've been prepping a make your own sushi, but like candy sushi, because I did it a long time when I was a kid. basically like taking fruit roll-ups, Rice Krispie treats, and making your own candies and rolling it up like.
Hey, what's the age cutoff for this?
Right. I'm like, oh man, like what? If y'all want to come volunteer help, you more than welcome to. I don't know what y'all schedules look like.
with kids all day.
Yeah, we have we have actually just got a bunch of anime coloring pages in the mail. So like, and I got them all their own personal coloring pencil pouches. So like they can, take these home, because a lot of them, we've been having them create their own heroes and they don't know how to draw certain things. So I'm just like, okay, well, here's some coloring pages. Well,
again,
yeah.
it's everything you're doing for the literally for the community.
Right.
Incredible. Plus Ultra Entertainment. We're gonna put your socials.
We got all everywhere, every single where you can find.
Because we need people to know about you.
No.
Before we let you go, I got 2 questions for both of y'all.
There we go.
First off, for my anime person, top 5.
Sailor Moon, Hunter x Hunter, Erased, My Hero.
Wow. Top 5.
Well,
we gotta go talk about My Hero.
My Hero is.
No, My Hero.
I would say I just top 5, but okay, all right.
It's personal.
You're right. Yeah. I mean.
Okay.
Sure.
Yes.
And this is so hard. Well, I don't know. I have cried a lot on One Piece. I started my One Piece journey. I'm at episode 1000.
We talked about this weeks ago. That's too many episodes.
It is until it ends. It goes from too many to not enough real quick.
Yeah, man. I heard people tell me when you get to like episode 900, you're like, oh my god, I'm closer to the end than the beginning. So
it's scary.
Yeah,
scary a little bit.
Top 5. The 5th one, I don't know. There's so many. Like when I tell you I watch a lot of anime, it is absurd how much anime that I watch, and there's so many that like really have my heart.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll just go. I'll go with that for now.
No, you.
No, I'm sorry. I like it. It's not top 5. It's not making it in my top 5.
I mean, Bungo Stray Dogs is top 5.
Come on, man.
Should be in everybody's top 5.
But I like that you said Erased. That's actually the end. I know a lot of people do Death Note or Attack on Titan. Right. Erased is the anime I tell people to use to get into anime.
Yeah. Erased is a really good one, and the live action was really good. So
gotcha.
I use One Punch Man. I don't know what it is, but
One Punch because it's hilarious.
Love One Punch
because it's hilarious. It's just fun. Like it is just a good time.
It doesn't work to get them into anything else. But they love One Punch Man. He does not watch anything else. Man, he loves One Punch Man.
It doesn't make sense. You got this scrawny, bald guy. Like, it just doesn't make sense. So it's fun. And he just seems like a fool, but he's not. Like, that's...
There's so many. There's really so many. But, like, my top 2, Sailor Moon and Hunter x Hunter. Killua, the GOAT, okay? Sailor Moon in general. That will offer forever have I am forever a magical girl. To my core.
Okay, I ain't not that.
Should be a whole series like why black women love Sailor Moon.
Oh, that, yeah.
I need that.
I
as a series. Like we need that. We need you on.
I don't even should do that.
For me, it's not even just like a black woman thing. It's just not the best childhood. This was my escape. This was like the friends I wanted. The relationships. That magical girl. Like this whole save the world type thing. Like I live that now. Like even with everything we do with Plus Ultra, like it is me very much being a real life magical girl.
That's amazing. And like you said, that's something we definitely want to get into that on another radar. For my guy, give me your top 3 DC Comics crossovers or DC Comics events. I'm sorry.
Top 3 events.
Cool.
Wait, Flashpoint.
Cool.
Wait, Flashpoint.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Forever Evil.
Like that.
The Dark Knight Returns.
Okay. I would have thrown Identity Crisis in there, but
that isn't people.
People don't. People without taste hate Identity Crisis. But
that was my first thought.
Yeah, man.
Like, that's Ralph Dibny. When they killed his wife.
Yeah, and they had to find out who the killer was. Yeah, so it was great, man. It was amazing. But thank you guys so much.
The show was Dr. White did the thing.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about that.
Dark comedy.
I went in. That's why I like it. So
But it's good. It's good, man.
That's what it was. And they be like, they didn't need to do all of that. And then why you do that to Elongated, man? Of all people, like, why are you playing him?
I've always wondered why they chose him.
That's crazy. That was crazy.
Because they like to do like y'all DC lovers,
What?
random character.
And make them relevant.
Make them
Okay, so
That's something you do to the question. Like,
oh, come on, man.
not Elongated, man.
Right.
Like, he wasn't messing with nobody. Like, he was literally just a
He was
diet
it's
superhero.
just man. So this is a PSA. You should watch read Identity Crisis
Yes.
if you hadn't.
Yes.
But thank you guys so much for your time, man. We really appreciate it.
No problem.
Really
Thanks
love.
for
Thank
the
you for the
impromptu.
space and everything.
Right now,
It's so good.
I don't have anything else. Y'all are great. This is a great space. That y'all are doing some amazing things, and we will be doing more coverage of what y'all are doing.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you guys in the future for real.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, we've had events in the past. Like, if you guys wanted to set up and film, stream like live during an event,
That would be really,
Okay, hey,
really dope. Like, stamped.
excellent idea. It's gonna happen. So, thank you guys for tuning in to Swell Couch Reviews. We appreciate it. You guys want to say your names again for the camera?
I'm Gio.
I'm Ricoy. And why just have a good time when you can go beyond with Plus Ultra Entertainment?
Plus Ultra.
Entertainment.
Go beyond. I love it. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. And until next time, we out.
Deuces.